All right, back for another beer review, and today I'm going to be reviewing yet another beer from the Other Half Brewing Company, and they're out of both Brooklyn and Rochester, New York, and this is their double dry hopped cream of broccoli. So this is another one of their oat cream Imperial IPAs that comes in at 7.9% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 2.5 weeks old. So I have never had this beer, but I've had double dry hopped broccoli numerous times. And what this beer is the double dry hopped broccoli, but they're giving it the dream treatment, the oat cream treatment. So they use a shit ton of oats, and then in addition to that, they're using a hint of lactose. And this one is brewed with Cascade, Hallertau Blanc, Mosaic, and Simcoe hops. So sounds pretty delicious to me. Let's get into it. Bought these cans about a week and a half ago, so been sitting in my fridge, 2.5 weeks old, is pretty fresh, so let's give it a pour, see what we got going on. So I really like regular broccoli, or double dry hop version, regular, doesn't matter. It's a really good beer. I've had that beer 6 months old before, and it holds up. So I actually only got a couple cans of this. I gave a couple cans to other friends and whatnot, but I might save that other can, just see how it ages. We'll see. I don't know. A lot of people are like, that's dumb, and it is in a lot of respects, but I'd like to see how Other Half's IPAs age, because I've had some of their IPAs 4, 5, 6 months old, and sometimes they just end up being delicious. So yeah, this is really deep honey orange color, very murky and turbid. Has about a finger of this off-white creamy color to the head. Looks fantastic. Yeah, it's like a cream colored head. Just looks awesome. Let's get a nose. Oh, it smells great. It has that nice herbaceous dankness to it that I get out of broccoli as well. Getting the lactose, it has a little bit of a vanilla, sweeter tinge to it. Peach, apricot, like a candied pineapple. Soft melon tones as well. But that dankness, that herbaceous dankness, is just like a blanket on top of everything. And it's very welcomed. I've mentioned this before in Other Half reviews, but more often than not, a lot of their beers can be very similar because they're slightly changing up the hop, bill and whatnot. But this one reminds me of broccoli, but it just has a little bit of a sweeter tone to it from the lactose. I really like the herbaceous dankness. I like the stone and tropical fruit characters. Yeah, it smells really awesome. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. It's a fucking delicious double IPA. It's weird because I remember broccoli not being like sickly, I shouldn't say sickly sweet, but like overly sweet or anything. It was a lot of Other Half beers are a little bit on the sweeter side, and that's what New England style IPAs and double IPAs are really known for. But this one doesn't seem like it's substantially sweeter than regular broccoli, even though they're using lactose. They're only using a hit of lactose, but so it's probably doing more for the body than it is the actual taste. But I think base broccoli, I might have liked the flavors a little bit, slightly more. Body on this one's like higher side of medium body, approaching low full. 7.9%. There is a little bit of there's not a chewiness to it, but it just has a little bit more heft behind it. The mouthfeel, soft, smooth, creamy, ton of oats, lactose. They hit the mouthfeel like they usually do when it comes to these beers. The taste has an omnipresent herbaceous dankness to it. It just has this freshness to it. This does not have like the green astringency or the hop burn or anything. It just has a really fresh green hop component to it. And then underneath that, I'm getting in the taste more of like a juicy orange juice vibe, like a ruby red grapefruit, more citrus juice. The stone fruit, peach, apricot gets lost a little bit. Getting more soft melon, honeydew melon, a little bit of that candy pineapple I was talking about. Yeah, a little bit more of that soft honeydew melon in here. This beer finishes slightly dry, a little bit leaning towards the sweeter side of things like most of their beers, but I think when it comes down to it, that's what you kind of expect, like I said, from the style. And also Other Half beers, like you're gonna get a sweeter sensation to most of their 8% double IPAs, especially when they're talking about the oat cream treatment and just how it goes. As you can see, I'm crushing this. I will say this, I think I like base broccoli a little bit more, which is weird because it's basically broccoli just with more oats and lactose, but maybe it's just, having broccoli now. Last time I had it, I think, was like 6 months ago. I just remember enjoying that one more. I think that was more in like the low 4.5 range for me, like 4.4. So the best I can do on double dry hopped cream of broccoli, it's a good score, don't get me wrong, is a high 4.25 out of 5. I'm gonna go I'll go 4.35 out of 5. I like it almost as much as regular broccoli, but just slightly below it. So this gets a 4.35 out of 5. Great score, great beer. 2.5 weeks old. It's drinking absolutely great right now. And yeah, I'm gonna drink the rest of this, enjoy every sip. Almost 8%, a little bit of chest warming, nothing on the palate. Yeah, very easy going beer, super easy to drink at 7.9%. Deceptive in a lot of ways and really tasty. Price and availability, I paid $20 a 4-pack for this. Availability, I don't even want to say brewery only anymore when it comes to Other Half, just because they do release these at both their breweries. I think this was originally released at their Brooklyn location. Then they brought some to Rochester. Then they did some mobile canning releases around the Shelton Brothers Festival a couple weeks ago, all over Buffalo and Western New York in general, and other places as well. I actually picked this up at Coulter Bay, great craft beer bar downtown Buffalo, and they still had cans left over after Shelton Brothers, so I picked up a 4-pack of everything they had and split it with a buddy. So yeah, they still had stuff at nighttime when they did a noon release. It was, I think, 10:30 when we got there. So yeah, I mean, you can get their stuff nowadays if you're in New York, especially if you're in the Western New York or closer to their Brooklyn brewery. So many places are doing mobile can releases, so it's cool to see. But yeah, anyway, price point, like I said, $20 a 4-pack. It's $5 a can. Maybe a bit steep. I probably want to see this more in like the $4, $4.50 range, maybe $18 a 4-pack, but whatever. That's the going rate nowadays. $18, $20, $22 for triple IPAs. That's what everyone pays. That's what I pay. I'm not complaining. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one. Cheers.